Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome to my reaction to the get out of that the ranking the NFL's top 10 quarterbacks 2022. This came out, when did it come out? July 11th. That was yesterday. Okay, I just know it'd been out for a minute, and we're gonna do the running back ones here shortly. But in case you didn't see it, I feel like it's been around. I don't remember it exactly. I don't remember the exact order, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and react to this just because it can. Pretty much. But yeah, we got the quarterback, so got to wear the Corkle Jones jersey. But yeah, it's number one, Aaron Rodgers. I think that's fair enough. He's won back-to-back MVPs. Like, you kind of deserve the number one spot after that. I think Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, is still the best. I think he's still the best quarterback in the league. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers definitely deserves this number one spot. Number two, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, like I think those are the clear 1 and 2, with a certain quarterback at number 3. But they got Josh Allen at 3, and I disagree with that. He, in my opinion, is not the third best quarterback. Close, very very close. I think he's in his own little tier right below my top 3. I just think he just isn't quite there. Like, when you look at these other 3, for me, Brady's the third for me. Winning isn't the most important thing, but each of them have done it successfully. They've all won Super Bowls. They've all won MVPs. Allen came close this year. Could have potentially, it's all up to a coin flip on how the Bill season kind of ended this year, more or less. Yes, there's specifics where you can get into their defense, whatever. But simply put, coin flip kind of kept him away from this potential Super Bowl appearance. But yeah, and then if you're going based off pure talent, I think you would have Mahomes at number 1. So I think a combination of talent and success, Brady has to be ahead of him. Because I think Brady still led the league in passing last year, if I remember correctly. So I would personally have Brady ahead of Allen. I get the rushing ability of Allen, but I personally am going to lean Tom Brady on that one. But Allen at number 4, very very close behind. It's nitpicky at that point. It's preference, so it's fair enough. Joe Burrow at number 5. I personally don't like this. I don't think he's the best quarterback from his draft class. Yes, he has had the success which I talked about with Brady as opposed to Allen. He's had more success than Herbert has in his career so far. But this is one where I lean a bit more to the talent side of it, and Herbert's talent is just it's insane. He's a very talented quarterback, as is Burrow. Again, both of them very close. Like, this is when you're looking at these top 10 rankings and you say, oh, it shouldn't be like, it should be this order. It's very nitpicky. All right, if you want to overreact to this, go for it. But Burrow, very talented player. Very, very talented player, but I personally have Herbert a little bit better, in my opinion. But yeah, no, it's fair enough. I understand the reasoning for putting him at number 5. Matthew Stafford at 6. He's always one I have some problems with. He's not flashy, which it helps. Like, it helps you get ranked higher. If you have that certain personality, you have that flashiness to you. Stafford, he's extremely talented. He is getting older, so he doesn't have the rushing ability that someone like even a Burrow has. But just the comprehension of what the defense is doing, he's absolutely, in my opinion, top 10, easily top 10 quarterback, probably top 7. These are my top 7. I have them in slightly different order, but I love Matthew Stafford. That the Super Bowl is very well deserved. But again, I would have Justin Herbert higher than him personally. But yeah, I love Justin Herbert. He can whatever. They lost, but those 4th down conversions against the Raiders. Oh gosh, like that 4th quarter against the Raiders. Yes, they lost. Not his fault. Oh gosh, no, not his fault. Like, that was Justin Herbert was so good. Last year, he's so good. I think he's, again, everything's just slightly more talented than Stafford and Burrow. But this is fine. Having him at 7, I get it. These 3 round out my top 7. But yeah, we'll go ahead and move on. Russell Wilson at 8. I think that's a little. There's a quarterback I would rather have at this spot than Wilson, who I have seen is not on the list, which is complete BS. But Wilson is still a very talented quarterback. He dealt with some injuries last year, which kind of hampered his play. But I think back now he's in Denver. Granted, the wide receiver core is worse. Like, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett is a better receiving core than Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. But I think the way the team's constructed, it's just better. It is a better place for him to be. I think he will play like a top 10 quarterback this year. I don't think he'll be the 8th best quarterback when it's all said and done. But top 10, I understand. Now, Deshaun Watson might be one of the hardest ones to rank. Number 1, if you want to rank him, just due to, I think you know what kind of happy times we're talking about here. But he also hasn't played in a long time. Like, if you ignore that and say, yeah, no, I still want to go ahead and rank him. He hasn't played in a while. Now, back in his final year in Houston, his final year playing, he was a borderline top. Like, he was pretty much a Josh Allen. Like, that is where Deshaun Watson was. He was the 4th best quarterback in the league. I think it was right before Josh Allen took his big step to apparently be a top 3 quarterback. Right before that, Deshaun Watson was insane. He was, unfortunately, on a very bad Houston team. Well, just a not talented Houston. He made them good. Deshaun Watson made that team fantastic. At least he helped make that team fantastic. It's like, he is talent-wise is better than I personally think he's more talented than Burrow, than Stafford, than Wilson. I think he's more talented than. But he hasn't played. Certain off-the-field issues. I feel like 9's a pretty safe spot to put him. Then at number 10, Dakota Prescott. He's very good. As it says here, his consistency. He has been. All things considered, he's been fairly consistent. He gets the job done for the most part. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He will do what you need to do. He's a very good quarterback. Again, it's hard for me to say that when a former MVP is sitting outside the top 10 when he hasn't taken any clear steps back. So it's hard for me to. I don't think that Dak Prescott is not in my top 10 quarterbacks. Again, just personally, if you want to see my top 10, that'll be coming out here eventually. I think soon, going on a trip, so we'll see how everything works out. But I don't. As the simplest way I can put it is, he's not better than Lamar Jackson. All right, and I don't think you can have Deshaun Watson ranked ahead of Lamar Jackson. And same with Russell Wilson. I personally have Russell Wilson higher. But yeah, Lamar Jackson, I'm high on him. He is fantastic. The Ravens were the 1 seed for a good point in time during the NFL season, and that was with their number 1 running back injured, their their cornerbacks are one of their top corners injured, and then those are the 2 I remember off the head before the season even started, and then it's like probably one of the most injured teams in NFL history, still the number 1 seed, and then Lamar goes down, they go 0-5, miss the playoffs, but yeah, no, that's not Lamar's fault. Like, Lamar kept this team. Like, he kept the team in the playoffs and the number 1 seed. Like, you can go look at the stats. Stats can be a little misleading. Like, he was number 1 in outside the number throws. his sample size, I feel like, is probably a little less. I feel like we would take Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, all these top ones ahead of him. But still, he is a very good quarterback. He's easily a top 10 quarterback. He's right around the top 7 for me as well, right up there with Stafford. But we'll move on. Derek Carr, I feel pretty high on Derek Carr. I have him just outside my top 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. But yeah, if I remember correctly, it was his rookie year or his second year, and he was an MVP candidate. I believe. Let's see. Okay, come on. All right, it's gonna. Yeah, Derek Carr ties for third in MVP voting. Like, this is. This was in his rookie year or something. Yeah, 2017, maybe not quite his rookie year. But yeah, no, he and Amari Cooper were fantastic duo. And then all of a sudden, people are like, I don't care about you anymore. Like, yeah, they still made the play. He's led the team to the playoffs. He now has Devontae Adams, which, again, that doesn't necessarily affect his talent. I mean, it'll help his numbers a lot, but Derek Carr, I feel, is a little underrated. I think this poll, is that what we're gonna call it? What do they call it? I don't know. Anyway, we'll go with this poll. This one respects him a bit more among the NFL execs and players or whatever. But I think kind of disrespect him a little bit. And yeah, the next clear one, Kyler Murray, who I think is better than Dak Prescott personally. I really do. The injuries don't help. But his talent-wise, he's a more talented player than Dak Prescott is. Again, hasn't had the success I don't believe that Dak had. It's actually right about the same. Anyway, I personally think his rushing ability is better than Dak's, and he has a better arm. No, I don't want to fully say that. But I have him really close personally. But again, what it comes down to is, first of all, an MVP, a former MVP, not in the top 10, no clear steps back. I mean, fair enough to Dak. He very good quarterback, but not better than Lamar. Hasn't played in 2 years, and it has struggled over the last little bit. So I personally like Lamar. I think he needs to be in there. And you can make the case for Kyler Murray as well. But if you would stay on the lookout for my top 10, I'll be doing it for every position just like they are. I'm going to be reacting to the running backs one because that came out today. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Adios.